when we look at this world and go about it, we find we have no knowledge of the self except what we have experienced of this world. For example, this body which we use to experience the world is also part of the world, and therefore it could not be the self, it could not be real. And yet we call this body, the physical body, as the self. Therefore, we are misrepresenting the physical body to be the self, whereas it is a changing experience and could not be the self. So all the notions of the self that we have while in illusion are also an illusion. And therefore, the mystics say it is not possible to find out the truth of the self by merely relying upon the notions of the self through illusion. These experiences in illusion will give us some idea which side, which direction to look for the self, but they do not reveal the self. One thing is certain, that when we are in this physical body and we look around us in this world, we know that consciousness, which is the ultimate experiencer and the receiver of all these experiences, is inside this body and not outside. Therefore, it is safe to say that the ultimate self of which we are unaware is located within us and not outside. So the direction is right, but the nature of the self is still unknown to us. As we try to discover our own self within the body, and later on within the senses, still later on within the thoughts and the mind, still later on within our soul and pure consciousness, in this journey towards our own self, we find that we are moving towards reality, but we are still trying to locate our own real self in a world of successive layers of illusions, each layer looking more real than the previous one. As we move towards more and more of reality and come to the ultimate self, which means the ultimate source of all conscious experience, which means total consciousness per se, we find that that self is everything that it created also, that the whole world was part of the same self. Therefore, the illusion was part of the reality, that there is no distinction between the two. This sudden discovery that the conscious self is not only a creator, but also the creation, has led to the greatest mystery in mysticism, that how could the creator and the creation be the same, whereas they are being experienced in duality. That we can find an answer to the dilemma of duality and find that only oneness, only one undivided self is the creator and the creation, and leads to duality which makes them separate. This answer is provided by mysticism and cannot be provided by reason, and that is where the difference starts between the mystic ultimate experience of the self and the experience of reason.